probably potentially years. And just to give you an idea, James, phase 1 trials to approval for use by the public can take between 5 to 8 years, but very often longer. But the really interesting thing about this is it's personalized medicine. They've got into it by using mRNA technology, which was used to huge benefit in some of the COVID-19 vaccines, to target specific mutations within the cancer cells. So what they do is surgically remove a small part of a patient's tumor, sequence its DNA, and the result is a personalized anti-cancer jab, which is specific to that patient's tumor. And lots of doctors think this is the future. This kind of personalized medicine is where we're heading.
And at what stage on the journey towards personalized medicine do doctors reckon we are at the moment?
Well, this is a huge step if it works. And we're seeing it. I mean, the two companies that developed this are also using it, looking at using it for lung tumours, for kidney cancers as well, bladder cancers. So this is something that medical experts are very excited about. They think that using this kind of mRNA technology to target specific mutations and to alert the immune system to these cancerous cells and then really target those cancerous cells and nothing else, that is the key to the medical breakthroughs in the future.
And how quickly would the kind of personalised medicine breakthroughs you've been seeing, given that we're a global programme, be given to other countries in the world, particularly developing countries?
Well, it's interesting because that DNA sequencing that is key to this, it's got cheaper, it's got faster, and each person's tumour has got, you know, this specific set of markers and mutations within the cancer cells. So analysing these markers allows that technology, the mRNA technology, to target these specific mutations. And we know that technology now, the more it's used, the cheaper it gets. And we saw it used in vaccines through COVID. So they've just sort of repurposed it for this. I mean, you know, back to my original point about its early days in this phase 3 trial, it could still be years to go before it's marketed. But it is getting cheaper and it's getting quicker to do all this work.
Dominic Hughes, our global health correspondent, many thanks for joining us. This is Outside Source. Many of the most read stories on our website today, dominating newspaper front pages in the UK, is the news that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are planning to move back here to the UK from the United States, from California. The couple left the UK and stepped back from their royal duties in early 2020. They settled in California. Relations with the rest of the royal family have been strained since then. Let's bring in our correspondent, Harry Fell, who's outside Buckingham Palace. Do we know why they've decided to return? Hoping to hear from Harry there. In the meantime, I can bring you some more of the analysis that we have on this story from our royal correspondents who've been covering the story since late last night. One of our... I think we still have Harry. Do we have you, Harry? No, it's not actually Harry we need, it's actually Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
A correspondent mix-up,
Yes.
no problem. We are outside a sun-soaked Buckingham Palace, actually. We've had a fair share of changeable weather today, always predictable in central London. We've had bright sunshine, lots of heavy downpours earlier, and now the sun's come out again. As is always the case here at Buckingham Palace, though, lots of people milling around. The hot topic of conversation today, of course, that of Harry and Meghan. A fair bit of surprise over this news, I think it's fair to say. Lots of people weren't expecting this. Of course, this is only just broken since this morning. So really, lots of people coming to terms with the fact that this couple, who are obviously controversial here in the UK, lots of people have differing views. They will be coming back to live in the UK, you would think, at some point before September, which means that they probably will be making that move over the next couple of weeks.
There's been the 6.5 period of them not living in the UK. There have been books, there have been documentaries, there have been interviews with Oprah Winfrey. Is it possible to tell where UK public opinion lies at the moment?
I think that they are incredibly polarizing in the way that people receive this news today. We've just spoken to a very small number of people outside Buckingham Palace, and you get that real diverse range of opinion. People that are not supportive of them, people that are supportive of them, and people that really couldn't care less. What's interesting is that you also speak to some people. You speak to some people who display all three of those different opinions across a matter of just a few sentences. So a very confusing day at Buckingham Palace, and plenty of surprise.
And on a practical level, for a long time, Prince Harry was vocal about his desire to have public security funded by the state in order to protect him and his family, with perhaps the memory of the death of his mother in a car crash in 1997 on his mind. Is it clear how his security and his family's security will work on their return?
Well, you're right to suggest that it's really been rumbling on for quite some time. Cast your mind back to May 2025. Prince Harry lost his legal challenge over security then. That effectively allowed a cheaper security package to be put in place. But the matter of who funds his security has always been an issue. And it really boils down to the fact that he and Meghan are not and will not be working members of the royal family. Without going into too many dull details, the decisions about security will be taken by a committee which is overseen by the Home Office. They will now have to readjust their view on Prince Harry and Meghan. They will have to reconsider the security package. And so we will hear over the next couple of weeks what that committee has come up with. If, and it's a big if any taxpayer money is put towards their security, it's then up to Harry to really look at whether or not it's enough. If it's not enough, he's going to have to top it up himself. So there are lots and lots of questions still in place surrounding security. It has been an issue over the last few years. It will continue to be so.
Sam Harrison outside Buckingham Palace, many thanks. Well, what do British people make of what's happening? Callers on the BBC's 5 Live phone-in programme gave their reaction.
I think they really don't know what they want, to be quite honest, out of all their things on telly. And now I think it's burst its bubble and they feel that they need to go somewhere else and make another life. I think they were bored, lonely in America, and they need to come back here. I think he's very much influenced by his wife.
I wish him well. I wish him the best. I think as key members of the royal family, of the British royal family, I personally feel that the UK is where they should make their home and spend most of their time. He was born into this. He's not chose it. And I think we need to give him some level of leeway for that. It's not like he's gone on Love Island looking for global fame. And if he wants to play it by his own rules, I think that's fair.
So I just don't care. I'm sick of the vacuous cult of celebrity. There are so many more important and more pressing social issues facing the country at the moment that the kind of endless voyeuristic fascination with what various people in the public eye do or do not do is irrelevant.
They don't mind the media and everything when they want to write a book and when they want to say bad things, but then they don't want the media other times when it suits them. You either have it or you don't have it. I just can't believe it that they want to come back and we're supposed to welcome them with open arms. I think it's awful. When you're born into the royal family, that there's certain things that you should keep to yourself and you shouldn't put out there.
Please don't send them back. There must be some little island somewhere that we can post him off to, like we did with the old Duke of Windsor when he failed to become king or carrying out his kingly duties. We just don't need the hassle and the drama. She came over here, Meghan Sparkle came over to try and be the Disney princess, and everyone said, well, actually, we really like Catherine because she does a nice, quiet job. She knows the royal job. She's probably more royal than most royals. You know, she really does put her heart and soul into it.
Very happy about it. I mean, particularly Harry and William have the unique position of being the only two people who've had an upbringing like they've had. So for them to not be sharing it together and supporting each other seems crazy to me. I think that we kind of underestimate how peculiar and wild and difficult it must be to join the royal family. They have rules that make no particular sense. They've got traditions that go back centuries for no apparent good reason. And, as much as you can be prepared and prepped for that, it's kind of quite difficult. There's a sort of Taylor Swift song, isn't there, about, women are expected to, are told to go out there and fly, and then whilst they're doing it, they get criticised. It's the same sort of thing. You want her to come in and be whatever you think you're going to be. But at the same time, nobody else is going to change around you.
Thoughts there from listeners of Radio 5 Live. This is the BBC World Service. You're listening to Outside Source. I'm James Reynolds. Please do stay with us.
This is the BBC World Service, and Bola Masuro is meeting the nomadic herders blending centuries-old ways with 21st century tech.
Across Africa's drylands, 250 million pastoralists feed 500 million people.
We are nature and nature is us.
Their animals sustain the continent's great cities, even as the land around them grows more unpredictable through climate change.
We can spend up to a week looking for pasture.
Or armed conflict that turns ancient herding routes into deadly battlegrounds. I'll be telling the story of how they are drawing on generations of knowledge and new digital tools to maintain their way of life.
The satellite is acting as a third eye to see what they can see beyond the normal eyes.
Shepherd's Eye in the Sky. To listen, search BBC The Documentary online or wherever you get your BBC podcasts.
You're listening to Outside Source live on the BBC World Service. In a few minutes' time, we'll bring you two pretty compelling wildlife stories. We'll hear firstly from 3 whale trackers following the news that a number of whales are now getting access to parts of Greenland they haven't previously got to because of melting sea ice. And we'll hear from members of a team that transported 30 lions and tigers from a zoo in Argentina to better homes in the US.